small but mighty crowd this evening. Welcome. Sing it with me. I sing my love over the mountains. I sing my love over the sea. I send my love into the heavens, and it returns to me. I send my love over the mountains. I send my love over the sea. I send my love into the heavens, and it returns to me. Joy, I send my joy over the mountains. I send my joy over the sea. I send my joy into the heavens. Yes, and it returns to me. Power, I send my power over the mountains. I send my power over the sea. I send my power into the heavens, and it returns to me. I send my peace over the mountains. I send my peace over the sea. I send my peace into the heavens, and it returns to me. Love, I send my love over the mountains. I send my love over the sea. I send my love into the heavens, and it returns to me. Yes, and it returns to me. Oh, it returns to me.
Thank you, everyone, for the hand gestures following along with me. Appreciate that. Thank you.
There it is.
Reverend Lee Alvarado, and I am, okay. We're gonna.
You got a cable problem.
Okay, all right.
Apologize so
Okay,
much.
okay.
The other transmitter?
Thanks for everybody's patience. Thank you.
okay.
Thank you. Yeah,
Do you
wanna
wanna
try
use
that?
this?
I would rather use
Right, let me
use this
let me
until
go
you get it
prepare
fixed.
the old
Got it. Got it. Okay. All right. Hello again. Thank you for rolling with it. So again, my name is Reverend Lee Alvarado. Welcome to Center for Spiritual Living Northern Colorado. Welcome to those online. So glad that you are with us. If you are here in the Fort Collins or Colorado area, we got a lot of snow and ice, and it's a little dicey out there. So for those at home, I'm glad you're home, nice and snug and warm, perhaps in your pajamas, drinking hot chocolate. And I'm fantasizing now. Yeah, that's where I want to be. Okay. No, this is exactly where I want to be. I'm exactly where I need to be. And so welcome, everybody. So we're so glad you're here. We are a community committed to living from love, celebrating our oneness, supporting one another on our spiritual path. And so may today offer exactly what your heart needs. All right, so we're going to talk about a few upcoming events. So I'm going to move through this here. So we have, we're very lucky and fortunate today to have someone representing the organization that we are supporting for the month of January, which is A Little Help. And it's been a couple of years since we have supported them. And so I'm so pleased to have Mark Stewart with us here. And so I'm going to invite him up to the stage, and he's going to share a little bit about A Little Help and the wonderful work they're doing. Thanks, Mark, for being here.
Thank you. Hello, everyone. Like Reverend Lee said, my name is Mark. I am with A Little Help. And if you're not familiar with us, A Little Help is a nonprofit that basically are neighbors helping neighbors, older adults, so they can stay in their homes and thrive, live more fulfilled lives. We started in Denver 20 years ago, and 20 years last year, and it was from a group of neighbors that saw some older adults in their neighborhood struggling, and they got together, helped them out, and that grew, as those kind of things usually do, to more neighbors and more neighbors. Became a 501c, and we moved to Northern Colorado about 7 years ago. And right now there's about 3,000 members Colorado-wide. And about 600 in Northern Colorado. Northern Colorado would be Larimer and Weld County. Weld County, just east of 25. We're not all the way into Greeley yet because that's another animal. That's a bigger pool. So what we do is we do things like snow shoveling, which works for today. Hopefully there's probably some people out right now, some volunteers out right now shoveling snow for folks. So it's awesome. We do things like technology help, rides. We do lawn work, especially lawn work being like raking leaves, picking up sticks, not mowing yards. And we in the fall we will have what we call Service Saturday, where groups go out and we kind of help Northern Colorado members kind of en masse. So this year I think we got to about 175 homes. Which is pretty awesome. What else do? We do technology help, when somebody gets a new phone, new iPad, new television, the smart TV is smarter than, the people operating it, generally, which is my thing. So we'll send generally young people out to go help with that. So 16-year-olds go out and help with that. And there's kind of two ways to volunteer. You can do it as an individual, or you can do it as a group. Group volunteering can be book club, church club, baseball team, whatever any group of more than two. And we will set you up with a home, go out, rake leave. That's generally yard work because you don't want, 5 or 6 15-year-olds inside trying to dust. That's not a good idea. So we will we'll go and do that. We do that all year long. And then individuals, once you apply with us to be an individual or to be a volunteer, you will go through a little background check, and then once you pass that, you will go have access to our portal, which you see where the members and their request, what they want, where they are. You will pick them off that map, and away you go. One of the things about us, what most people like, is our flexibility. If I picked somebody off the map to go help, say, rake leaves, I would call Susie and say, Susie, what works for you when you're going to be home? We would work that out, and I would go over on a Tuesday morning. So it's very flexible time-wise. Most of our events take maybe a couple hours. And it's the same with the group work. That's just generally bigger yards. And I think that's really about it in a nutshell. I want to thank you guys for making us your outreach for this month. That's amazing. Times are tough, so we definitely appreciate that. And I've left some literature by the door about group and individual volunteering, as well as how to become a member. And I think that may be it for me. So thank you very much. Thanks for having me, and be careful going home.
Thanks, Mark. Okay. Thanks, Mark, for being here, and thanks for the work that you do. We have gathered volunteers in the past to help with Little Help and did some good stuff and fun stuff, so thank you. All right, a couple more announcements. So we have our Wednesday meditation group that's happening this Wednesday. We do it the second and fourth Wednesday of every month. And so this Wednesday I'll be doing it at a private residence in this area here. So if you're interested, email info@cslnoco.org. And you'll get the address, and then you can join us. So it'll be a lovely, lovely evening. Okay, moving. We are moving, and I think everybody knows this by now. We have blasted it out in so many different ways, but yes, we are moving to our new space. So do not come to this location next Sunday. We will be in our new location, and all the information is on our website. You should have received a postcard about it. If you're here in person, you got a flyer today with a map and all of that. So starting next Sunday, we will be 10 a.m. Back to mornings, and we're really thrilled to do that and to be in our new space. So, all right. Chuck Bloser, every year for the last, I think, 3 years now, he has hosted the Food for New Thought dinner, and it's a Chinese New Year's dinner. He makes it all from scratch, if you can believe that. He learned how to cook Chinese food years ago, and he spends weeks and weeks gathering all of the stuff, ordering all of the things, and then, of course, you can imagine days preparing for this. So you don't want to miss it. If you've never joined us, please join us for this, and the money goes to support CSL NOCO. All right, everybody, everything else you can find on our website or on our newsletter, so check that out. Okay, so let's just all take a deep breath. Just breathing in and breathing out. And on the next inhale, repeat silently to yourself, the radiance within me blesses the world. The radiance within me blesses the world. And just gently breathing in and breathing out. And so in this space, in this moment, in this time, we recognize that there is one life, one presence, one power, one essence, known by many names. We recognize that this essence, this divine creator, is not only around us, but it is within us, that we are unified with it. We can never be separated from it, for it is a part of us, and it lives within us, it breathes as us. And so we know that wherever we are, whether we are sitting at home right now or we are here in this beloved sanctuary, that essence is a felt presence, that it is filling the space that we are in. It is the ground upon which we stand or sit, the ground beneath us. It is above us, it is on either side of us, it is all around us. We also know that this essence, that this beautiful, peace-filled, love-filled presence is right where there is any discord or disharmony or disease, any condition that we experience in this human experience. We know that God is there. We know that presence and that power is there in Minnesota with the individuals who have been killed by ICE agents. We know that this light and this love is surrounding all of those who have been protesting on the streets, fighting the brutal cold of this time of year, sharing their hearts and their light, taking a stand for what they believe is right. And so we just surround all of them. We send our light and our love, and we know that the power and the presence of God is there. It is there supporting the families who are experiencing loss. It is there who are experiencing fear. It is there who are experiencing separation. It is there in those who are having physical challenges, mental, emotional, spiritual, on every level. We know that light and that love is right there. And so we send that light. For we are all one. We know that as we consciously become aware of the light within us, we can share that light with all those across our nation, across our world, who are having a difficult time. We can join together as one human family, supporting each and every person. And so that light, I'm knowing that it's going out and it's touching and it's surrounding and it's holding and it's inspiring. And it's reminding each and every person who they are, the truth of who they are, the light that they are, the love that they are. And that they are reminded that they are not alone. They are never alone. And so we join together, in our mind's eye, we join together hand in hand with all beings, with all precious, beloved, God-filled beings. And as one human family, we release this, we let it go, we hand it over to Spirit, we hand it over to the divine that always says yes. And together we say, and so it is.
Well, saying yes, yes, yes to life. I'm saying yes, yes, yes to life. I'm saying yes, yes, yes to life. I'm saying yes, yes. Well, yes to life. Yeah, I'm saying yes to life. Right now, yes, yes. Spirit of love within me is expressing itself right now. The spirit of joy within me is expressing itself right now. What are we gonna create today? The universe is ready to play. Spirit surely will lead the way if you just say yes. I'm saying yes, yes, yes to life. I'm saying yes, yes, yes to life. Say yes, yes, yes to life. I'm saying yes, yes, yes. Yes to life. Yeah. Oh, I'm saying yes to life. Right here, right now. Yes, yes. Spirit of light within me is expressing itself right now. Spirit of light within me is expressing itself right now. Whatsoever you conceive, if you believe it, you can achieve it. Universe will always agree if you just say yes. I'm saying yes, yes, yes to life. I'm saying yes to life. I'm saying yes, yes to life. I'm saying yes, 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 yeah. I'm saying yes to life. Play it for 'em, Lance. Yes to life.
Buchanan Lance. All right, so this whole month, I've been talking about getting back to the basics, talking about our science of mind principles. And I think it's good every now and again to go back to the basics, to just review and talk about what they mean in our life, yeah? So we've talked about the thing itself, the nature of God. We talked about how the nature of God works in our life. And today I'm going to talk about some principles. Yeah, talk about the principles and how we can actually use them in our life. So there are certain laws. Yeah, there's certain laws that can never be changed, like gravity. Yeah, so when we jump up, we're going to jump back down. Yeah, that's going to happen to all of us. It's impersonal. It's an impersonal law, meaning no matter who you are, no matter what you've done in this life, if you jump up, you're going to jump back down, or you're going to fall back down, one way or the other, right? So these laws are immutable. They're unchangeable. And science, all of science is based on these proven principles, right? So they're based on these immutable laws that cannot be changed. And there are spiritual laws, You probably knew I was getting to that. There are spiritual laws that operate in the same way. And so this thing called spirit, this thing called God, this thing itself, this presence and this power works through and in conjunction with and is unified with these laws. So we can't change them, but we can work with them. And so if we understand these laws, then we can work with these laws. And so, the science behind the science of mind, our philosophy, is that these laws can be proven. They can be proven. That's what makes it a science. So an example, now there are a lot of spiritual laws, and we'd be here all night if I went over all of them, but I chose one that I'm going to talk about tonight, and that is the law of cause and effect. You all have heard that one. So this is a law that we all experience on a regular basis. Whether we are aware of it or not, we are all using and applying the law of cause and effect. It says that whatever we plant in our mind, we get to experience out here. Yeah? So whatever we plant in the mind, we experience in our life. So the cause is our consciousness. The cause is our consciousness. The cause is our beliefs. And they show up in our life as an effect, as an outcome. So whatever we are holding in here, it's going to show up out here in some way. So life is constantly mirroring to us what our beliefs are, what our thoughts are, what our fears are. Life is constantly mirroring that to us. So when we understand principles like this, when we understand these laws, when we understand these principles, we can work with them more consciously. And we can apply them in our life. So if we want to experience a different effect in our life, different manifestation, a different demonstration in our life, we have the power to shift the cause. We have the power to shift our consciousness. We have the power to shift our beliefs, to create a different effect. All spiritual principles, they work in union with spirit. They work by allowing spirit to work in and through us. So this is why we started out this month talking about the thing itself, talking about spirit. And then we talked about how spirit works in our life. And the next step is to unify with it, to actually recognize our oneness with it. So these laws, they work through our co-creative partnership with spirit. So that's a good thing, right? Because it means that we're not doing it all by ourselves. We think we have to do it all by ourselves, but we actually don't. And neither is it up to spirit to do it all. We're not saying, okay, God, you handle this. I'm just going to go eat a bowl of chocolate ice cream. Well, you handle it. Now, sometimes we got to do that. Sometimes we got to eat the things that, we all have our things. But we're not just saying, Spirit, you handle this. There's actually a co-creative partnership between us and the divine. So in order to apply and use these principles effectively, it requires something of us. It requires us to tap into the divine mind. And we can tap into it if we choose. If we don't like what we're experiencing in our life, if we're not happy with the way that our life is going, we have the power to change that. We have the power to change it because we are imbued with divine power. Because our mind is connected to the divine mind. They are closely linked. So therefore, because we are connected to divine mind, there is nothing that we don't know. Nothing. There is nothing that we don't know. So we think we know because perhaps we've gone to college, perhaps we've gone to even graduate school, perhaps we have read hundreds of books. How many have read hundreds of books? I know. Who are the book people in here? The collector of books. I'm one of those. So we think, or because we've taken classes, we think we know. We think we know a lot. And okay, yes, there's some of us that do know a lot. But the divine mind is infinite. It is infinite in its knowing. So it is beyond books. It is beyond intellectual knowing. And we have direct access to that divine mind. We have direct access to it. How cool is that? But here's the kicker. It has to do, whether or not we can actually access it, has to do with how open and receptive we are. So our openness and our receptivity determines how much we can work with this divine mind, how much we can embody this divine power. I'm going to quote Ernest Holmes a lot in my talk today because of what I'm talking about today. And he said some really good things. So here's the first quote. The scientist discovers the principle of their science. The artist embodies the spirit of their art. The saint draws Christ into their being, all because they have courted the particular presence of some definite concept. Each state of consciousness taps the same source, but has a different receptivity. Each receives what they have asked for according to their ability to embody. The universal is infinite. The possibility of differentiating is limitless. So in other words, everything that has been created in this world, all of it has been inspired by the divine source within us. Think about that. Every song that has been written, every play, every piece of art, anything that we have created, do you know these divine ideas get planted within us? And suddenly we think, oh, I'm going to create a new business. I'm going to do this. I'm going to create this thing. I'm going to do this thing for my family. I'm going to create this wonderful thing for my child or for my beloved. So these divine ideas come through us, and then suddenly we're creating. Those ideas come from Spirit. And how much that shows up has to do with our receptivity, has to do with our openness. We all have access to Spirit. Every single one of us has access to it because, as Ernest Holmes pointed out, we are God incarnate. There is not one person on this planet that does not contain or is one with the essence of Spirit. Not one person. Some of you are like, I don't know about, there's someone that's coming to mind right now that I'm questioning whether or not they are connected. But we know, yes, in truth, everyone is God incarnate. They just have forgotten who they are. So, in other words, we are all drawing from the same ocean, all of us. But some are only able to take a drop, just a drop. And others are able to access the entire ocean, that entire ocean of universal consciousness. And that entire ocean contains all of the wisdom of Spirit of the divine. Divine love, divine power, that's available to all of us. It has to do, though, with our receptivity. How much we are able to embody it has to do with whether or not we can actually receive it. So are you ready to receive a drop from Spirit or an entire ocean? Notice in your life whether you are taking in a drop or an ocean, or maybe somewhere in between. So I invite you to become aware of how receptive you are to this divine ocean. How receptive are you? How often are you even aware that you have access to this divine ocean? Ernest Holmes said, In the nature of the universe, it is the nature of the universe to give us what we are able to take. It cannot give us more. It has given all. We have not yet accepted the greater gift. We have not accepted the greater gift. So Spirit wants to pour into us all of the divine wisdom, all of the divine power, all of the divine love. But it's how big is our container to receive it, to hold it? Is our container this big? I've mentioned this in other talks. Is it this big or is it this big? Is it as big as this room? Big as the room that you are in? How big is your container? So we are each connecting with Spirit in our own way. We each have our way of connecting with Spirit. And what we create in our life, what we actually create in our life is dependent upon the ocean that we are tapping into and how much of it we are able to take in. Ernest Holmes said, "The laws of the universe are to be trusted, but we must come to understand them before we can use them. Once understood, any law is available and impersonally responsible to each and all alike." So you know, these laws are impersonal. They work whether we are aware of them or not, whether we actually intentionally use them or not, whether we've done good in this world or not so good in this world, they work. So what if we decided, I'm going to intentionally work and play with this thing called law of cause and effect in my life, or the law of reciprocity, or the law of circulation? Yeah, you started working with some of these laws and tested them out. So when we understand them, when we actually understand them, a whole other result is possible for our life. So when we understand them, we can work with them differently. Yes, that's true for so many things. So, and this is why one person can experience peace and harmony and grace in their life and in their relationships, while another person experiences pain and heartache and chaos in their relationships. One person can experience abundance and prosperity, and another person experiences lack and limitation. Ernest Holmes pointed out that a trained thought is far more powerful than an untrained thought. So if we walk through the world asleep, you know, we've all been asleep. Sometimes I still fall asleep. We all do this, right? We become awake and aware, and then we take a little nap. How many like to take a little nap? Yeah, who are the nappers in here? Okay. Yeah, so, but there are times, though, when we are unconscious. We think we're aware, but we are unconscious of what's going on in our life and what we're doing and the effect that we're having. Yeah? Those are those moments when we fall back asleep. Like, wow, I can't believe I forgot to do that. I can't believe I forgot. I knew this. Do you know, everything I say on Sundays, you all know this. It's just remembering. That's all you're doing is remembering. I'm not saying anything that none of you don't already know. It's just reminders, and it's reminders for me too. So a trained thought is far more powerful than an untrained thought. So if we walk through the world unconscious and asleep, the world is happening all around us, we are unaware of this co-creative partnership that exists. We are unaware of the divine mind that is there, holding our hand through this life, walking beside us, supporting us. Yeah? Do you know the form of prayer that we use in our philosophy is called treatment, science of mind treatment, or affirmative prayer. And the first step is recognizing that God is all there is. There is one presence, one power, one love, one essence, known by many names, but it's all there is. That second step is unifying with it, recognizing that we are one with it. It isn't some being that is out here. We are one. We are united with this presence and power. once we have then unified with it, we then can move into active declaration of what it is that we desire. Now, we can also say what we want in our life. We've all done vision boards, likely, right? We've journaled on the things we want in our life. We've stated powerfully, I want to do this thing. I want to achieve this thing. But it's way more powerful when you unify with Spirit first and then set your intention. This is why it's part of our prayer, why it's part of our 5 steps. You know, when we pray and when we treat, when we do science of mind treatments, we're not sitting around hoping that something will happen in our life. We're not sitting there with that bowl of ice cream, just letting God do all the work. We are treating and then we are moving our feet. We are actually, as Ernest Holmes would say, so we are actually in action. We declare what we want. We unify with Spirit. We say, okay, Spirit, I'm here. Use me. Move through me. Guide me to where it is I need to go. Guide me to what it is I need to know. A passive prayer or a passive thought will never, ever produce an active demonstration or manifestation in our life. Never. Because the energy isn't there, the conviction isn't there. If we just say, well, I'd like to have this thing, it'd be nice if my partner acted this way instead. It'd be nice if I had a little more money. It'd be nice. There's no conviction. There's no partnership with Spirit to actually make it happen. We're just, all right, it'd be nice. So a passive prayer or a passive thought will never produce an active demonstration. And the reason is because we are working with spiritual laws. And spiritual laws match our vibration. So when we are convicted about something, it shows up for us. When we are passive, not so much. Ernest Holmes said, the law works for us as we work with it. It works for us as we work with it. So it has been proven that by thinking correctly and by conscious mental use of the law, we can cause definite movement. We can cause movement in our life. We can create movement in our life. So through conscious thinking, when we consciously choose something that we want in our life, we give conscious direction to something in our life, to that thing, whatever that may be. If we say repeatedly, I don't want this thing in my life, I don't want this thing, I wish it wasn't here in my life, because the law just always says yes, matching our vibration. You know when you say no about something and you get really convicted about it? We shout no, either internally or maybe even out loud. In those moments, that energy is going out, and the law just says, okay, I will give you more of that thing. Because you are saying passionately, this is what I want. And the law just says, yes, okay, I will give you more of that. The opposite is also true. When we focus on something that we want, when we focus on something that we desire, and we are passionate about it, and we are convicted, and we are stating that intention, the law says, yes, okay. So this works for us personally, and it also works for the world. So you know, these protests have been happening, and I don't want to dismiss any of that or say that there's anything wrong with any of that. But you know, Mother Teresa had something really good about this to say, and you probably all heard this, that she said, I will show up for a peace rally, but if you put a rally together focused on anti-war, I will not go to that. Because she knew that the energy behind anti-war was only going to create more war. If we go to a peace rally and we're there to focus on peace, and our energy is peaceful, and imagine hundreds and hundreds and thousands of people all focused on peace, that can change the world. It can transform the world. The law is impersonal. It matches our beliefs. It matches our conviction. It matches the energy that we are emitting. So when we believe that something will not work in our life, it's likely not going to work. When we believe something will, I've been watching Ted Lasso. How many people have seen the series Ted Lasso? It's been out for a while. What a great series. And it's a series, for those that don't know, it's a guy from Kansas, I think, and he goes to Europe to coach. He's been hired to coach a football team, and he doesn't know what the heck he's doing, but he figures it out. And he's just such a gentle soul. And in the locker room, he put this big sign that says, "Believe." And none of them liked him at first, but over time, they started to like him. And then they start, as they leave the locker room, they jump up and they hit that sign, "Belief," on their way out. They started to realize the power of believing in who they are. So Spirit responds to our energy. Spirit responds to our conviction. Ernest Holmes said, "We are surrounded by and immersed in an infinite good." How much of this infinite good is ours? All of it. And how much of it may we use? As much of it as we can embody. As much of it as we can embody. As much of it as we can receive. How much are you dipping into that ocean? Yeah? So there's a story of a man who one day finds himself broke. And he's in this desperate place. And he wishes to change his situation. Now, he's aware enough to know that his feelings and his experience are not aligned with all that I've been talking about today. He knows, gosh, I want more money in my life. I want more abundance, but I know that my feelings and my thoughts are not aligned with Spirit. I can feel it in me. So he also knows that Spirit is this divine essence that wants what he wants. He knows that there is no limitation in Spirit. And so he realizes, do you know, my situation is because of my consciousness. It's because of my beliefs. It's because of what I have been walking around with predominantly, what I have been shouting at. I don't have enough. I don't have enough abundance. I don't have enough money in my bank account. And so he realizes that his predicament is because of his consciousness. So he decides, I'm going to change this. I'm going to change my experience in this life. He remembers that Spirit, the experience of freedom, is what Spirit is. That is merely a matter of aligning with the abundance that God is, with the immutable law that says yes to all things. But his experience of lack and limitation continue. It persists. I'm going to stop the story for a second, and I'm going to just put this question out to everybody. What's an area in your life that continues to persist despite your efforts? Maybe it's not abundance and prosperity. Maybe that's not your issue. But what is the issue in your life that continues to persist despite your efforts? You know, the law works for us and through us, whether we understand it or not. So once we understand how it works, we can use it to our benefit. We can use it. So back to the story. So in order to manifest more abundance, this man realizes that he must stop and declare something different. He realizes that he must declare and visualize something different. He must imagine something different than what he's experiencing and declare a belief in something else, recognizing that these limitations in his life have no power over him. The beliefs that he's been holding that he doesn't have enough don't have any power over him. So he realizes that he must claim that he is free from the influence of these beliefs. And so he begins to fill his thoughts with the idea of faith and of the expectancy of good and of the expectancy of financial abundance. His job is to sense this. He recognizes, my gosh, I have to sense this. I have to feel this. I have to claim and declare this powerfully. Mentally seeing that his life is already abundant, that it is already prosperous. And to put his whole trust in the law and in spirit to bring to him all that he desires and more. Releasing anything and everything that is in opposition or contradictory to this truth. As he speaks this, as he claims this for his life, the law produces an effect. It produces an outcome that he wasn't able to experience before. How many of you have experienced that in your life? Related to some area in your life? Yeah. So through declaring and claiming and imagining and knowing, unifying with spirit and recognizing that it actually is indeed possible, we can achieve whatever it is that we desire. So I invite you right now to close your eyes. I'm going to invite Ken and Lance to come on up. Closing your eyes if you're comfortable. I'm going to walk you through a little process here. So just taking a deep breath, breathing in, breathing out. And just taking a moment to bring into your awareness something in your life that continues to persist. Something in your life that you would like to change. Just trust whatever comes into your awareness. And breathe into your heart. Connect consciously with the divinity that is within you. Just feeling that unification with spirit. Feeling that oneness with that presence. And repeat out loud after me. I am at the center of the divine mind. A place where the consciousness of spirit, truth, and action live. My life is divinely guided in positive ways. Everything I say, do, or think is supported by divine truth. There is power in the words I speak. There is perfect and continuous right action in my life and in all that I experience. Whatever is not aligned with good simply loses its hold and power. Spirit animates everything I do, say, or think. Ideas come to me daily. And these ideas are divine ideas. They direct me and sustain me without effort. I am continuously directed and supported. I am compelled to do the right thing at the right time, to say the right word at the right time, to follow my inner guidance at all times. All thoughts of limitation, poverty, fear, or unhappiness is uprooted from my mind and cannot gain entrance to my thought. I am happy, well, and filled with perfect life. I live in the spirit of truth and am conscious that the spirit of truth lives in me. My word is law in action, unfolding and drawing to me its own fulfillment. There is no unbelief, no doubt, no uncertainty. I know, and I know that I know. Let every thought of doubt vanish from my mind, and may I know, always and forever, the truth, for the truth will set me free. And so it is. Taking a deep breath. And so this week, I invite you to play with this thing called spirit, to practice unifying with it, really unifying with it, feeling it within you. And then from that place, declaring what it is that you desire, and powerfully releasing that which no longer serves you, letting it go, and stepping fully into that which you desire, the truth of who you are. All right, are you ready for that? Yeah? Okay, let's do this. All right, I'm going to turn it over to these lovely gentlemen, and they're going to sing a song for us.
Yeah. Spirits moving in me. I'm gonna sing to the world its perfect melody. Give a agape love that I feel in my heart. Yeah, spirits moving in me. Spirits dancing in you. Spreading peace and joy to make the world new. Give agape love that you feel in your heart. Spirit's moving in me. I'm gonna sing to the world its perfect melody. Give agape love that's beating my heart. Yeah, the Spirit's moving in me. Oh yeah, that Spirit's moving in me. One more time now, Spirit's moving in me.
Thank you, gentlemen. All right. So we're going to move into a time of giving. And so let's just take a moment to feel gratitude for our life, for the blessings in our life, and for the spiritual nourishment and lovely, amazing music that we heard today. And so we give from a place of gratitude, knowing that God is the source of all of our good. And so on the screen, you'll see a number of ways that you can give. And so let's take our gift or our offering and place it over our heart. Thank you for your generosity and doing all that you do to support our beloved community. So as we place our gift over our heart, let's say our offering affirmation together. Abundance continually fills my life. Spirit provides all that I need, and I joyfully receive it.
There was a time in my life, thought I had to do it all for myself. Didn't know the grace of God was sufficient. Oh, the love of God was at hand. Now I can say, if you are discouraged, struggling just to make it through another day, just gotta let it go, let it all go. And this is what you had to say. Oh, I release and I let go. Let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for love. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith, I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for love. Let me hear it. I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for love. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith, I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for love. Yes, I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for love.
Thank you, Matt. So I just bless all the abundance that is flowing into our beloved community, allowing us to do great things, both here in the city of Fort Collins, in the surrounding area, and in the world. We are so grateful for all that is flowing into us, and so that we then can give to others. And so it is. Thank you, Matt. Okay, if you're here for the first time, welcome. Welcome to those online. Welcome to those in the sanctuary. Thank you for being here. So glad you are here. Welcome to our spiritual family. If you need or would like prayer after service, Lonnie Hickman will be available for prayer afterwards. And if you're online, you could submit a prayer request. There's also prayers in the back of the room, so you could submit a prayer that way as well. We do indeed care about your well-being. So know that we love you and we care about you, and we're here to support you in every way, any way we can. All right. Before we get to our benediction, I just want to thank those who showed up today despite the weather and the cold and the ice. Thank you for braving the weather to be here. And thank you to those online for also joining us. And I just want to take a moment to just thank this space. So some may not know, but we have been sharing this space for over 4 years. We landed here 4 years in October. It was still COVID time, and it was just odd, yeah? You remember COVID times? It was just odd. And we were doing online services, and I knew the reverend that was here, and I reached out to her and asked if she'd be open to us sharing, and she said, absolutely, come join us. And this has just been an amazing place for us. So I have a card in the lobby. If you haven't signed it, please take a moment to sign it and thank them for what they've offered to us. They've been an extraordinary partners and supportive in so many different ways. So just want to give a big shout out to Foothills Unitarian. And let's just take just a brief moment right now to just give thanks to the space. Just sending your light from your heart, just sending it to this space. Giving thanks for this space, giving thanks for this beautiful building that has been our home for 4 years. We are so grateful for all that Foothills Unitarian has provided us and given us. It has been an extraordinary place to just call home for these past 4+ years. And so we just give thanks. We thank the beings that have shared this space with us. We thank all the people that have come and gone and all of the energy that has filled this space. We just give thanks for it. We give thanks for the blessings that have rained down upon us because we have been in this sacred sanctuary, in this space. And so for those that have been here a long time, just taking your mind back to all of the things we've done. We've done holiday gatherings, Easter gatherings, Christmas gatherings, performances. We've had concerts here. We've had just amazing people that have been a part of this community that have come through these doors, and we have served them and supported them in their growth and their evolution as souls. And so we are just so grateful to Foothills and to the beloved beings who work here, who have opened their doors to us and to our community, allowing us to then have the energy to then move on to the next place, our next wonderful place. And so we just say thank you. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, Life. Thank you, Foothills. Thank you to the staff. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We are forever grateful. And so it is. Thank you, everybody. And so let's just stand and we'll say our benediction and we'll close out with a song, and I'll send you on your way, knowing we all make it home safely on this snowy night. All right, so placing your hands over your heart, and let's say these words together. May we be at peace. May our hearts remain open. May we awaken to the light of our own true nature. May we be healed. And may we be a source of healing for all beings. Love is who I am. Love is who we are. Love is all there is.
For years I would talk about how I wanted to change the world, but I always left it up for someone else to do. Then I finally realized that I needed to take a stand, that by changing my thinking could change my life. That's how I could change the world. Let there be peace. I am a stand for peace. Let there be love. I am a stand for love. Let there be joy. I am a stand for joy. We are making a new world now. Let there